136 of the All the Books show, recorded at the David A. Howe Public Library. We talk book news, author news, and literary news. I'm Eric.
And I'm Nick.
Look, I thought I said literary really weird there
you
for a second.
You got through.
Yeah, I got through it.
That was the best of the 3 times it took you to intro in this podcast.
Yeah.
So definitely a keeper. How are you today?
Good. It's
all right.
Pretty rainy.
It is rainy, but I'm pretty excited because we're going to be talking about one of my old school favorite things, novelizations.
That's true. I cannot believe it has taken us 136 episodes to do a novelizations episode.
I know.
I feel like I thought we had done it.
Yeah, no, it's finally time.
Yeah.
Finally time to
Are you going to talk
discuss.
about the Terminator 2 novelization?
Haven't read it.
Aliens.
Haven't read it.
You haven't? Oh, what about The Abyss?
Haven't read it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So that's what we're going to be talking about later, the dying art of the novelization.
That's true.
I'm going to go on record and just say that.
Right now. Juve novelization, forget it.
Oh, yeah, that's the way to go.
They're not even worth it anymore.
Yeah, they don't even finish the movie.
Yeah.
Stops 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves, so we got to rein it in.
Yeah.
What have you been reading? Let's open right up with the bookmarks.
Oh my gosh. Did I see a movie? I saw Pacific Rim.
Oh,
I guess it wasn't this weekend though.
Okay.
Wait, was it?
maybe.
I think I saw it Thursday.
Okay. I saw Ferdinand.
Did you?
Page to screen adaptation right there. Have you ever read the old book Ferdinand?
I didn't know it was a book.
Oh yeah, it was.
John Cena?
John Cena didn't write the book, but he's in the cast. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good cast of John Cena and Kate McKinnon and Anthony Anderson, David Tennant. So a pretty good haul overall. We had fun. My son enjoyed it.
Nice.
I liked it fine. A little too long, but So now I got to go back and read the book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So.
Find like all the scenes they cut out.
Yeah.
Find out what Ferdinand's true origin
Exactly.
was.
Yeah, find out about that. I finished 2 big things.
Oh?
I read The Lying Game by Ruth Ware.
Oh.
This is the follow-up to The Woman in Cabin 10, which for some reason I thought The Woman in Cabin 10 was her debut, but there's one more. She has one more ahead of that that was actually really well received. So.
And she's the modern-day Agatha Christie, is what we've been told.
Right. She's got a new one coming out in May.
Oh, God.
It's hotly anticipated.
What, really?
I don't know.
Because The Lion Game was on the New York Times bestsellers list for about 3 days.
I know.
And then it was gone.
It's interesting because, like, reading them both, I feel like with The Woman in Cabin 10, like, it's a very fast read. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot going on. It's at least dynamic. It's not a particularly good book or a good story, but it moves, Mm-hmm. And The Lion Game is sort of the opposite of that. Like, it's much more dense and much more, like, thoughtful. And when you get to the end, you're like, oh, that was interesting. It's like, I'm glad I read it, but it was also a little sloppy. Like, you had to sort of be like, those motivations don't make any sense, or that's not how that works, or you had to just kind of be like, no, I'm accepting it. I'm accepting what's happening. So if you can do that, it was actually a pretty intriguing read. It was one of those things where there's an event that sort of calls these friends back together, and you don't know what the inciting event of 20 years ago was, and so you just kind of get filled in little by little by little by little.
Isn't that what?
And I thought Big Little Lies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought that was kind of the reveal that came was sort of like, well, that's not that big of a deal.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really think it was enough to merit the way they were
somebody
acting.
forgot Jan's birthday.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Jan just hasn't forgotten about it.
So, that was sort of a letdown, but then, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess I would say it was fine. Like, I enjoyed reading it, and I enjoyed the characters. I liked the book all right.
Right.
But it has, like, very obvious weaknesses that I'm kind of surprised didn't get, like, fixed in the editing process. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She was a big best-selling author with The Lion Game.
It's true that after Woman in Cabin 10, there might have been a rush to sort of like, we got to get this done, get it out,
Yeah.
And sometimes that can hurt.
Yeah.
That can hurt that.
Yeah.
So what Elizabeth Elo was saying, that she didn't want to go with the follow-up to North of Boston because the time constraints, so I think that can have an effect.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
What body hit what matter in that book?
What body hit what matter?
Where was somebody standing when they heard a body hit something and knew it was a body in The Lion Game?
Didn't happen.
Nobody was in their kitchen. It was like, did a body just hit my bushes?
No.
Did a body just fall into my rose bushes?
No, nothing like that. And then I read The Last Coyote by Michael Connolly.
Yeah.
So this is book 5 of the Harry Bosch series.
Last book in the series.
Nope.
What?
Still going. Popular series.
That's
up in the 40s now, I think.
A tricky title then.
I know. The recent one was with The Late Show. That came out not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it was very good.
Right.
I read a few of the Mickey Haller books, which are set in the same continuity, and I read the first 5 Bosch books. And I love the Lincoln Lawyer. and I've been
Right.
okay with the Bosch books, but I kind of loved this book.
I thought Lincoln Lawyer was Grisham.
No, it's Michael Connolly.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I thought this was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of we're doing this for a book club, so if the book club members probably haven't read the first 5 of this series, and I think they'll be fine. I think it's an okay one to just randomly pick up.
Right.
But basically, he's off. Bosch is off on leave.
Yeah.
For a little altercation that he had.
Yeah, so
in the
Bosch
previous
time.
book, right? And so he's using that time to investigate the unsolved murder of his mother.
Oh.
And it's just
Mama Bosch.
really well done. Like,
Yeah.
it's very layered, and you keep getting new information, and it keeps putting you in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not one where it's just like a carrot's dangled the whole time, and then there's a big reveal.
Right.
Like, it slowly comes together, but in a really satisfying way. So I think it's the best Bosch book that I've read so far, but I've only read 5, so maybe they get better than that. But
Better than Last Coyote, which was the best.
this is Last Coyote.
Right.
Yeah. Could be. And then I read Amazing Spider-Man Worldwide Volume 7.
Okay.
Right after that horrible clone conspiracy nightmare.
Right.
But it was okay. It was fine.
Yeah, it's crazy that they keep doing Spider-Man titles with the term clone in there.
Yeah,
after
stop doing it.
The Clone Saga from the 90s.
Nobody likes it.
Yeah.
All right, so after Last Coyote and Lion Game, I picked up a Star Trek Voyager novel, Pocket Full of Lies.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I'm reading now.
Okay.
Pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Yep.
How are the Voyager books?
Well, the same author has been writing them, but like she probably wrote the last like 5 or 6, and they've gotten, I feel, a little too convoluted, a little too like continuity heavy,
Right.
which I used to sort of want a little more continuity, but now I'm like, I'm ready for a new voice. I'm ready to not be mired in what's been happening in the last 6
Right.
books. So I'm a little fatigued with
Okay.
the author.
All
So
right.
the early ones I really liked. There's a duology, The Spirit Walker. I think it's called duology of
Right.
Voyager novels that I loved. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's my favorite of the Star Trek, so I got to stick with it.
That
But
still crazy to me. Because you've seen them all.
yeah,
So I guess I would...
well, I haven't really seen Deep Space Nine.
Right. Well, okay. But I guess I would still think you'd be like, no, it's the original series.
Well,
Because you're such like a...
I know.
You're such a Star... I assume that if you're that deep in Star Trek, you just automatically have to say the first one.
I guess the caveat would be that I feel like the original series movies are
yeah.
the best Star Trek.
Yeah.
But my favorite
1 through
series,
6.
my favorite series is Voyager.
Yeah. Are you sad Voyager never got a movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. But we got a few, like the EMH is in First Contact.
Yeah.
And Janeway's in Nemesis, so you get a little taste.
Yeah.
You know. Yes, I am.
Okay.
That's
Sorry,
all for
man.
me though. What about you? What are you on to?
All right. I saw Pacific Rim.
2.
I enjoyed... Right. Pacific Rim 2.
Yep.
I enjoyed it more than the first, but everybody seems to really hate it.
Oh.
Like all the reviewers, like even Rolling Stone gave it half a star, and I'm like,
Wow.
I don't see that at all. It's just I feel like it's more mainstream. It's
Okay.
like this is robots, they're fighting monsters, point A to point B. Whereas Guillermo del Toro was like, what if we also ruin the movie?
Right.
So, you saw the first one.
Yeah.
It was just a mess.
Yeah,
it
it
felt
was.
very
It was.
like all over the place.
It's weird to say. I mean, it's weird to say a movie like that was too complex, but
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of was.
It was, yeah.
For the kind of movie that it was.
Yeah.
You just like, if you're gonna go see that kind of movie, you just want to see giant things punch giant things.
Yeah.
You don't want like
Yeah.
geopolitical plot lines.
Yeah,
and-
it was real strange.
Yeah.
So I had much more fun at Pacific Rim Uprising than I did the first one.
How was John Boyega?
Good. He was really good in it.
I didn't expect you to say that, but
Yeah, no, he came in with his.
he came ready to play.
Yeah, he came in with his British accent,
Uh-huh.
which I haven't heard since I watched Attack the Block. But it's cool. He's just able to play like an almost like Will Smithian role.
Okay.
Like if this was made
I wish
in
Will Smith would make
yeah,
a Will
no
Smithian
kidding.
role.
If this was made in 95, Will Smith would have played John Boyega's role.
Okay.
And like probably would have played it very similar.
Okay.
But Boyega has like his own idiosyncrasies and
Sure.
quirks and stuff, and also that British accent. So he was really good. It was definitely like a kind of I don't know, depending if you liked Finn in Star Wars as a character, I think this one would be like, oh, John Boyega could also just be a movie star.
Right.
So that was good. I think that was the only the biggest name actor outside of Charlie Day. So depending on how much you like Charlie Day.
The horrible bosses.
Yeah. You know who didn't come back? Ron Perlman. Remember
Oh.
Ron Perlman in the first one? He gets like
No, I
eaten by
don't.
one,
I
and then
don't.
at the end credits, he like pops out of it. He's like, I'm still alive.
Oh wow, and he didn't come back.
No, he didn't come back. It's fine.
He saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I read I got back into Deadpool, where I left off on Daniel Way's run back in the day.
You know who's not into Deadpool? FXX and Donald Glover.
Yeah, I saw
Off
that.
the table.
I actually...
For those of you hoping for the Deadpool cartoon to be cool, it's dead. It's gone.
I feel like I vaguely remember seeing them announce it. And then when they said it's done, I was like, oh, right?
Yeah, I had the same reaction.
So, that's too bad.
I guess.
Yeah, the new trailer for Deadpool looks about the same as the first Deadpool. Yeah. So, and then I read Astonishing X-Men Volume 9, Exalted, by Greg Pak.
Cool.
It was a Cyclops story.
Oh.
He was pretty cool in it. He's had a rough run lately. You remember when Batman was just being written as like a plain jerk?
Yeah.
And nobody liked him, even the readers?
Yeah.
That's kind of what's happened to Cyclops, except...
For the last, 30 years.
Except, right, the last 30... And also, in the past decade, he's become a villain-ish character.
Yeah.
So it's just been rough to root for Cyclops.
He was my favorite back in the day.
Yeah?
Which is weird, I guess, even now.
Yeah.
The old X-Men cartoon, Cyclops is always my favorite.
I hate his costume in the comics, when it's the full over-the-head
I kind of like the hood. Yeah,
I prefer the visor and then just let his hair out.
Yeah,
kind of thing. When it's I can't say what he looks like in his traditional full hood costume. It's pretty bad. But the every time I see it, it's like, well, nobody likes him. He looks like a nerd
wearing that costume.
I also started reading Astonishing X-Men Volume 10, North Star. This is written by Marjorie Liu, writer of Legendary and...
You know what? She wrote an X-Men book that I loved.
What?
Oh, I can't remember what it's called now.
Nice. Got me.
Sorry.
Like a novel?
Yeah, not a novelization or something like that.
Right.
It was, I could probably find it out. They were trapped in the minds of mental patients, and they were in a mental institution.
Scary.
Dark Mirror, it's called.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I loved that. I don't know when that run was. Probably about 10 years old now.
Oh,
Do you remember
is
that?
it comics?
No, it's not. But there was that series of novels that all had the same solid color spine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I read a bunch of those, but the Marjorie Liu one was definitely my favorite. Well, I loved that.
She took over. I don't know if she ends this run of Astonishing X-Men, but she does write for a while. And I remember it was kind of big news. So her first story is about North Star getting married.
Okay.
I just started that. I started reading Infinity by Jonathan Hickman because I haven't read it, and I like Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlets and whatnot.
I read some of his Fantastic Four.
And that's where we're going for the Avengers movie.
Okay.
But it's kind of dull, which makes me sad because I like Marvel cosmic stuff when they get it right. But this one, I'm 5 issues into it, and it's a long story. It's 6 issues of Infinity, and then a bunch of Avengers tie-ins.
Okay.
And it's just the Avenger tie-ins are so dull. A lot of talking. I can't tell you what the Avengers have done or what anybody's done.
Will you please?
Yeah. And then I'm reading Abaddon's Gate, Book 3 of The Expanse by James S.A. Corey, who was actually 2 people.
Yeah, I know that. So. And you were let down by book 2.
Yeah.
So is this one going to be the one?
I hope so. I mean, I'm only so far into it, but
it had better be.
We got reintroduced to our characters from the second book.
Hi, friends.
In the first book.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be hard. And they revealed something about there was a cliffhanger at the end of book 2.
Bum, bum, bum.
And now I'm not so sure I like what the reveal of the cliffhanger is.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
I guess.
Interesting.
And anything else?
I don't know.
That's it.
Okay.
I need to read that. I need to finish that. I might pick up The War I Finally Won, which is the sequel to The War That Saved My Life, which is a junior book I just read. But
speaking of sequels,
there's
a sequel to The Wild Robot. Do you remember The Wild Robot?
Yeah, Wild Robot Escapes.
Yeah, is it Escapes or Returns? I couldn't remember.
I think it's Escapes.
Okay.
Anyways, we got it.
Oh, we do got it. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to read it because that first one I read because it was
broke you almost.
I did. It was a contender, I think, for Newbery, was it?
Yeah, I think that's why you read it.
Yeah.
Made you get all choked
It
up.
did. It was very emotional, and now I have to I have to. I don't even want to.
Yeah.
I have to. The Wild Robot Escapes. You're right. These are by Peter Brown.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see.
All right. Put me on the list.
For Wild Robot Escapes.
Yep.
And you've never watched The Iron Giant.
I haven't.
He's a robot.
I haven't seen it. I knew that.
Are you going to go see Ready Player One?
Probably.
It's this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see Tomb Raider 2.
Oh, yeah.
Not Tomb Raider 2.
Oh, you want to see Cradle of Life?
No, I don't want to see that.
All right.
No.
I think Gerard Butler's in it.
Ugh.
Yeah. Angelina Jolie. Gerard Butler.
That's okay. That's all right.
Okay.
All right, is that
she
it for you?
doesn't. No, she does do a faux British accent in that because Lara Croft is British.
Right.
So,
Right.
jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I've read.
All right.
And then next week I'll say how we liked Ready Player One.
Okay. Oh, you know what else I have to read? NYPD read 4?
Five?
5? Is
I
it
think
5?
5.
The one that just came out. I haven't read it yet, and I got to get my grubby little mitts on it because I like those books for some reason.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like I should reiterate that I don't think that they're good particularly.
You know, Zoo was
But I
canceled.
like them. The series?
The show.
Yeah.
Series based off of James Patterson's Zoo books.
Zoo books.
Canceled.
There's Zoo and then
Not the
there's
Zoo books, the magazines that we
Right.
used to want as kids.
Right. No. There's 2 of those. There's Zoo and then there's Zoo 2, which is a book shot.
Yeah.
So,
Zoo 2.
Zoo 2. Speaking of book shots, Donde Está?
That's true.
Book shots, right?
What?
Where are they?
Oh, I thought that's what's your name? Bookshots.
No, they vanished.
Yeah.
They've been erased.
It
from
has been a long
existence.
time since you've announced one.
I know. I know. I don't even think. No, I haven't seen one in a while. So, the grand experiment has
Oh,
reached
boy.
its conclusion.
Yeah, that was something. I wonder how many other libraries we ordered so many copies of these book shots.
yeah.
Just 5 copies of The Hunted.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The one that we read.
Yeah.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
Broke my poor brother's brain.
Did it?
All those James Patterson
It's just
books.
like a
yeah.
5-minute read.
He's like, no, not that one in particular.
Oh,
Just-
okay.
He read
when
a
we
bunch
did
of
the
James
Patterson
Yeah.
book, the Spotlight.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Rough times, rough times.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good transition, I guess, because moving on to book news,
Oh.
I've got one announced.
Another James Patterson book?
Yes.
Oh, is it a book shot?
No,
Oh.
but we've talked about this before. The President is Missing by James Patterson and up-and-comer William Jefferson Clinton.
No.
What? What do you mean, no?
Isn't William Jefferson Clinton?
Yeah,
Oh, Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
Okay, the Jefferson threw me off.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's Bill Clinton.
That's right, yeah.
Bill Clinton and his new best friend, his BFF, James Patterson, is partnering with him on a one-of-a-kind thriller, and
boy.
there has already been a TV deal announced.
Wow. Starring Bill Clinton.
Starring Bill Clinton. I am missing. Yeah.
It's about him being missing.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Do you think it's like it's a existential thing?
Yeah.
He's like, where am I?
Yeah.
I do not know.
Yeah, there's a lot of him just like sitting on a beach playing a saxophone. So if you that's coming out
Play
in June.
Baker Street. What am I, Philistine?
That's coming out in coming out in June,
Uh-huh.
and I mean it's going to be huge. I think. That's,
You think- yeah.
That's my insider's take. That
Do you think this is his James Patterson's next big gold mine? Just
could be.
I mean, he's limited in this. He can now write with George W. Bush.
Yeah, he can.
And Barack Obama.
Yeah,
But that's basically it.
Jimmy Carter.
Is he still alive?
Jimmy Carter's still alive. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He'd mop the floor with you if he heard you asking that.
All right, so
Jimmy
Carter
built the house with his
I don't know
hands.
how he's going to get anything out of Bush Senior
Yeah,
because he kind of looks like he can't even
he's not
chew
doing well.
solid food.
Yeah, he's not doing well.
So,
Fun fact: this will only be the second time a president has written a work of fiction. The first time was, do you know? Do you remember?
oh boy, I wish I could get super political here, but go ahead.
Mr. Jimmy Carter.
What do you write?
I think it's called The Hornet's Nest.
Oh,
So
it's
just
not,
a novel.
not like a kid's book, like Peter and the Peanut Farm.
No, nothing like that. Now, you see, Peter, you got to take this here peanut.
Yeah.
So only the second time, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to do gangbusters.
Okay.
Are you going to read it? I know you will.
Am I gonna?
I
read-
might. I might. We'll see.
You're gonna read it.
You think?
I would think so.
I
yeah.
don't read most of James Patterson's.
Yeah, but it's
stuff.
It's James Patterson with the former president,
With the
and
former
you love your
president.
president lore.
Yeah, I do.
If I can,
I do.
if I can call it such.
Yeah,
then.
you can.
History, I guess I should say.
Brief Cases by Jim Butcher.
Oh,
This
okay,
is
we're
a
not-
series of novellas and short stories based on the Dresden Files
Oh, I guess it's been
coming
a long
out in June.
time since anything Dresden happened, or at
Yeah.
least that's what it feels like.
I think so.
Dude, when we started this podcast,
Yeah.
it wasn't the Dresden File. He was starting like a new series.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like Dresden, has it been done for a while then?
I'm just taking a look here to see when book 15 came out.
That's what I thought.
A lot of other weird things have sort of come out in between, but the last book proper, 2014.
There you go.
So not that long.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What a
this
different
is-
time then.
I know.
Marvel hadn't had its Civil War yet.
Yep.
The
Yep.
Jurassic World hadn't reopened.
Now, you haven't read these, right? You've never read Dresden?
Dresden?
Yeah.
I finished the first half of the first book. But look,
I read the whole of the first
yeah,
book.
I got into a weird situation with that book. Just
Romantically?
A little.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
No.
Okay.
I was just reading it the wrong time and wrong place, and
wrong place, wrong time situation.
just couldn't finish it. And then
Sure.
every time I went to go pick it up, it reminded me of that wrong time and
Yeah.
wrong place. So I think I did that book a disservice.
Yeah,
But you know what?
Once upon a time, you were falling in love.
Yeah.
But,
Now I'm only, well, then I was only falling apart.
Falling
I'm a
apart.
little bit better now.
good.
So,
So are you gonna read this short stories? I know you're not. I don't even know why I'm here
yeah.
with the question.
Did you ever watch the show
no.
with the guy from Arrow?
Yeah, Arrow.
Yeah. It's actually been, I got it. We got the first season
Yeah.
for the library, the only season for the library. And I was wondering, like, well,
The complete series.
yeah, I love when they say that.
Yeah.
It's checked out a lot, so I guess there's still kind of a
Yeah.
fan
Well,
base
it looks
for it.
cool. I mean,
Yeah.
if you just look at the cover and you don't know anything, it looks modern.
Yeah.
Constantine is all over Legends of Tomorrow, so you're
Yeah,
gonna have to watch it sooner
he's
or later.
been confirmed as a regular character on the next season.
Yes.
If the show gets
If
renewed.
it exists, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
so-
exactly. All right, finally, in our advanced notices, we have The Perfect Couple. Perfect Couple by Ellen Hildebrand. From New York Times bestselling author comes a novel about the many ways family can fill our lives with love if they don't kill us first.
Yeah, no kidding. Huh? Oh, what were you going for there?
Nothing.
Okay.
So that's it.
Yeah.
That's what we got coming up.
Yeah.
How was things on the New York Times bestseller list? Are they cooking?
They look good.
Okay.
From where I stand,
All right.
Ready Player One is on third place if you're reading the combined print and ebook. So it's probably doing all right in the paperback world. Nope. Oh, that's paperback nonfiction.
Okay.
Look, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
What am I looking for? Hardcover fiction. You knew I was too, and you weren't saying anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hardcover fiction.
Did we do young adult? Oh, frick. What'd I do? I just opened up a new window?
Boy.
I've gone incognito. I just opened up a new window in private mode.
Whoa.
Everybody turn off your...
Can you share with us
no,
your
it's private
window?
mode.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's check out the young adult section
Okay.
on the New York Times bestsellers list. This is new hardcover young adult fiction. Number 10 is The Trader's Game by Jennifer A. Nielsen. Now, I wish this was in video form right now.
Okay.
Because The Trader's Game, Trader Prince, and another young adult book, The Hazelwoods, they all have very similar names the Cruel Prince, similar names and or covers, and it's like, it's a gross kind of cluttered style, but I can't really.
Okay.
Go to your local bookstore, listeners.
Yeah. Or your
Pause
local library would
yeah.
probably be fine.
Pause this podcast, go find the young adult new section,
Yeah,
and
please.
then turn on this cast again.
Sure.
But I guess I've already said all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
But you'll see.
Okay.
So The Trader Games by Jennifer A. Nielsen. Kestra. How do you like that name? It's
Yeah,
Kestra.
Kestra.
She's blackmailed into
Kestra.
helping rebels find the Olden Blade, which could kill an immortal ruler. Olden Blade. Do you think that means it's like an old blade?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 9, The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Jude, a human raised by fairies, resolves to become a member of the High Court of Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Number 8, new this week, The Poet X by Elizabeth Cavado. Nope. Yeah, whatever.
The Poet
A coming-of-age
10.
story told in verse.
Oh.
Hey, it's my birthday, so I'm a little bit older. My parents are divorced. My home's a little bit colder. There we go. That's it. I almost panicked
Yeah.
halfway through. Almost had a heart attack.
Yeah, you
Self-induced.
did. Yeah.
Number 7, Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. Okay. I was wrong, because this is Marie Lu.
Okay.
The one who wrote the X-Men was Marjorie Lu, and it's a different spelling of Lu.
Oh, yeah. Marjorie Liu, who wrote Monstrous and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
That comic. Okay. Well, everybody, this Marie Lu did not write any X-Men as far as I know.
I see. Okay.
So I think she's writing something.
Okay.
Maybe not. Look, she wrote Batman Nightwalker, and that's all she needs to. So Bruce Wayne takes on a gang called the Nightwalkers who prey on Gotham City's elite, which we talked about last week
Yeah.
in
It was one of
our
your sexy new books. Yeah.
And it was one that I think I'll read.
Yeah.
Oh, listeners, listen.
Yeah.
Last week we talked about Don't Cosplay With My Heart. The character was a big fan of Gargantua.
Yeah.
And we said that's the DC Comics villain who can grow the redhead who can grow tall and everything. That's Giganta.
Yeah.
It was our mistake.
The confusion is because in the Wonder Woman show, she has a villain called Gargantua,
Oh no.
but it's not the same
It's not
thing.
Giganta.
It's not
Right.
Giganta,
Giganta is classic.
Yeah.
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 All right. Number 6, Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. Number 5, The Hazelwood by Melissa Alice must go to her deceased grandmother's estate to rescue her mother.
Tough luck, Alice.
You don't know anything about her.
Well, she's got to decease somebody, and she's got to travel with family. Just assumed.
She has to rescue her mother. Her grandmother's deceased. She has to travel with family. Jeez.
And somebody's dead.
Tough luck, Alice. Enjoy going to the airport with your mom.
Tough luck, Alice.
Yeah.
If that was the title, I might read it.
Tough luck, Alice.
That's a good title.
Did you reserve the flight, or are we picking them up at the counter or
Tough
the
luck,
kiosk? Number 4, One of Us is Lying. This book has been
back.
here forever.
We
Karen
got a
M.
resurgence,
McManus.
ladies and gentlemen.
Number 3, Turtles All the Way Down by
Turtles
John
all the way
Green.
Dull.
Yeah. Oh, that's a change from Turtles All the Way Dumb. Okay. Nick's official Goodreads review is Turtles All the Way Dumb.
And I stand by it. I don't
So-
care what Kate says.
But he's Kate, our children's what did I just say?
You said
Librarian. 4 stars. Turtles
Yeah.
All the Way Down.
Yeah.
So
well,
number
as they say on American Idol, well, you're entitled to your opinion.
is that what they say?
Yeah. all
Is that the
time.
contestants?
Yeah. They get real surly.
Number 2. Did you see? I've been watching Joel McHale's The Soup. Not The Soup. I've been watching the Joel McHale show with Joel McHale on Netflix.
Which is a ripoff of
The Soup.
Okay.
But he was showing some clips, and apparently Lionel Richie fell out of his chair, and they had to help him up and everything.
gosh.
It was just so
Wow.
Lionel Richie.
Poor Lionel Richie.
Number 2, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and number 1, Children of Blood and
of
Bone.
the corn.
Blood and Bone
Corn.
by Tommy. Edamame.
Edamame.
Zeely fights to restore magic to the land of Orsha. I didn't say that right at all. All right, let's go to adult fiction.
Okay.
Let's see what the grown-ups are reading.
Let's do
No,
it.
just kidding. I tend not to read anything on this list. You do, though. You've been killing this list.
Yeah.
You've been killing it like Ellen Hildebrand's family
Yeah.
has been killing stuff.
Wow.
Isn't that what we say?
Yeah, I mean, I think of
Oh.
the characters in the book, not the actual family of Ellen Hildebrand. But
Finally, after 24 weeks, Dan Brown's Origin is at number 13. It's out of the top 10.
No, Dan Brown. Well, you have but to wait for 10 more years until the follow-up book.
You think so? Yeah.
He just takes so long in between
Yeah.
them all.
Like George R. R. Martin.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Only, I don't think Dan Brown looks like a crusty sea captain.
yeah. With a Newfoundland dog at
No.
his side,
No.
smoking a pipe.
No, Dan Brown looks exactly like you'd expect him to look.
Bald?
No.
Ah. Darn it.
All right.
I guess I expected him to look like,
He looks like he teaches like a college level economics course on like a community college satellite campus.
I'm still picturing the same guy, the guy who directed Princess Bride. You know
Rob
who-
Reiner?
Yes. I'm picturing
No.
he looks like Rob Reiner.
He doesn't look like Rob Reiner.
All right, that's too bad. Maybe a little less hair. All right, number 10, 50-50 by James Patterson and Candace Fox. Candace Fox is the craftiest of all the co-writers.
She is, yep.
Yeah. Don't let Candace Fox in
You
the
almost
hen
ran
house.
over a Candace Fox the other day on the
Yeah,
way
that
to
was so
Rochester.
scary.
That was scary.
If I had hit that fox, I don't know. I'd probably be in the woods now raising its family.
Probably.
So,
Probably.
number 9, Caribbean Rim by I can't do this. Randy Wayne
Oh, yes.
White.
Randy Wayne White.
Oh my gosh, I almost passed out doing
yeah,
that.
it's hard to do.
The 25th book in the Doc Ford series. The marine biologist searches for a state agency official and rare Spanish coins. So I guess he's looking for a state agency official and
Okay.
Spanish coins.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to hear a fun
Is
fact?
he a pirate? No. Go on.
In the last Coyote, which we're doing for the Page Turners Book Club, one of the characters is reading Neon Rain, which we've also done for the Page Turners Book Club.
Oh,
So it's like an Inception level
yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
So I just want to get that out there.
Okay. Did you guys like Neon Rain?
No.
Oh, all right. So
Nope.
they
No, that's a Dave Roba show. Remember the new one's out now? Roba show, it's called.
yes.
Because you had such trouble saying it. You were like, Rob Show.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
Shaka Khan.
Look, was that a Jim Carrey reference?
Was it?
It felt like
Well,
It felt like a liar, liar. Like he's trying to say something else. He's like Shaka Khan.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds funny.
Okay.
Color of a pen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
All right, number 8, The Flight Attendant by Chris
Jangles.
Yeah, we're just going to say
Bahalian.
Chris Bojangles. Bahalian, thank you.
You're welcome.
How'd you get that out of Bojangles?
I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced a bit.
Okay. So this is new this week. After waking up next to a dead man in a hotel room in Dubai,
Oi.
a binge drinker pieces together the previous night's event. So I guess this is a murder mystery as done by The Hangover.
Yeah, The Hangover.
Yeah, what did I do last night?
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to turn out to be the killer?
Zach Galifianakis?
Gosh, that'd be creepy.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Remember when Robin Williams was playing a lot of villains?
Yeah.
Like wasn't it Insomnia?
Yeah.
And also that 1 hour photo?
Yeah, 1 hour photo. That's
Ugh.
it. Yep.
7, Before We Were Yours, Lisa Wingate. Number 6, An American Marriage by Taria Jones.
About Fievel, Little Mouse.
An American Marriage, right.
Yeah.
He did his American Tale.
Yep.
Then Fievel Goes West,
Goes
An American
West.
Tale 2.
Yep.
And then he gets married to a lady mouse.
Yep.
So
in the American Marriage.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be like he meets like a...
Somewhere. Remember that song? Out there. You don't remember? It was everywhere.
I think
I'm older than you.
What? I saw Fievel.
Yeah, I was there. I was on the ground floor.
I think those movies, I knew they were sad as a kid.
Yeah.
I think watching the first one, I'm like, this seems too sad for me. Is this about the Jewish immigrant experience?
Sad.
Because
They're
I
very
asked
sad.
myself at 4.
Yeah.
Number 5, The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. Oh my gosh, the Secret of Nim. I knew as a kid too that was dark and
I've
sad.
haven't read it.
Yes.
Is your wife enjoying this? Because I know she's reading it. She's about halfway
The
through.
woman. She hasn't mentioned it in
okay.
a while, but she
All right.
was starting it. She's listening to it.
Okay.
So we'll have to find out. Kendra, if you're listening, please write in.
Yeah. Call us at 555 all the books.
Okay. All this.
Yeah, you have to use some abbreviations.
Number 4, Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. Sorry, Nick just saw a bunch of little fires everywhere and
They're
reacted.
everywhere.
Yeah, but they're little.
Yeah, that's true.
So, would you rather deal with one big fire or a bunch of little fires
Are they near my records?
near your vinyl collection?
Yeah.
Well, the big fire isn't.
Okay.
But the little fires are getting a little too close.
I think I could handle the little fires. Though.
Okay.
I think I could.
Number 3, The Escape Artist by Brad Meltzer.
What? Eric, where are you?
Behind you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Eric escaped his headphones. That was amazing.
Nola Brown, a painter and a trained soldier, discovers a military secret that traces back to Harry Houdini. Yep. He started the Navy.
Yep.
So,
Yep. He's Harry Houdini started the Navy.
what was it?
I think we should have a Navy.
Yeah. We had somebody come into the library and return Brad Meltzer and said he was too confusing.
Oh.
So,
Take that, Brad Meltzer.
yeah. Streamline, buddy. That doesn't always have, it can be point A to point B.
Yeah.
You don't have to have point A to point
Yeah.
C.
Looks like the plot escaped him.
Oh. Well, it was just one reviewer.
Oh, okay. Just one. then.
Yeah.
Minority take.
Yeah. I guess you could say it was a minority book report,
Yeah, you could.
like the movie Minority Report. And book.
I've seen it.
You have?
Yeah.
Yes, you have. Okay. Number 2, The Great Alone by Kristen Henna.
Uh-huh.
Anything?
No.
Okay, I guess we're done with The Great Alone. There's not
Yeah,
a
I
lot to
think
do
so.
with that title.
No.
So, sorry. Number 1, The Rising Sea by Clive Kessler and Graham Brown.
I was interested for about 5 seconds there.
Oh,
but-
sorry. A scientific team searches the globe for the threat causing sea levels to rise at an alarming rate. The scientific team searches the... Okay, sure. It turns
It's
out...
a giant squid that's just growing.
Yeah. The coin cursed by the Aztecs. Well, now we solved it.
Stupid. Oh my gosh. This cover is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, the Clive Kessler novels are done being covers
sad.
worth looking at.
Boy.
Yep. No good.
Whatever.
It used to be a great...
I know.
It used to be fun. Like,
okay.
that was the thing. Like, oh, Clive Kessler novel. I can't wait to see the cover.
Yeah.
It's like an old Indiana Jones poster.
Yeah.
Minus Harrison Ford.
Right.
I'm surprised. Well, they did do a movie. That really bad one, Sahara.
Sahara.
I
Yeah.
couldn't even finish it.
Steve Zahn.
Yeah, well, Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
And
I can't tell you. who else is in it.
Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz?
I think so.
Okay.
Look, I got to check that out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you do.
that was number 1. I'm kind of surprised to see Clive Kessler hit number 1.
Yeah, I am too, actually. And it's not even like Father's Day or something.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, we got 2 more months. Remember the
well,
last Father's Day gift? No, that
Me
was
thinks
Christmas.
that it will not be there next week.
Oh, really?
You think it'll be off the list entirely, or do you think it'll be
I apparently can't spell Sahara.
Sahara?
S-A-A.
I don't know. I sort of think that it might have another week on a much lower thing, and then gone
Right.
entirely. But I wouldn't be shocked if
Yeah, I won't be.
never heard from.
I
Clive
won't be
Kessler,
surprised if it's
The
gone
Rising
in,
Sea ever again.
2 weeks.
All right. Was that it for the
Hey, it
old
was
New York
Penelope
Times?
Cruz. And William H. Macy was in it.
Oh,
I
hey.
do not remember seeing him.
He is one of my favorite Jurassic Park characters.
Stop it.
William H. Macy.
Just stop it.
Speaking of,
Apparently, if you looked for Sahara, you also typed in Congo and Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Interesting.
So,
All failed movies. Cool.
and Raise the Titanic? Is that?
That's a Clive Kessler.
Oh,
It's a movie, but it's
is
a
that
Clive
a
Kessler.
Dirk?
I don't think it's Dirk Pitt. No.
Oh, Dirk Pitt.
Dirk
thank you.
Dirkley. Of course.
Yeah.
I think it was the Dirk Dirkley.
All right.
Okay. Now
Yeah. Now
it's time to move on to novelizations.
the
I did
subject
read.
matter closest to your heart.
I did read the Jurassic Park 3 Junior novelization.
And prep for this?
No, but I
Okay.
read it when it came out because I loved the other Jurassic Park books and I wanted another one.
Right.
And they didn't do an adult novelization, so I read it.
Okay.
It was not good.
All right.
But it was back at the time where they actually did the whole novel. It didn't stop like midway through.
Yeah, that's a thing that's been going on. We've been every now and then we look into the junior novelizations we get based off of the popular movies, and they all stop at like the halfway point. And
Yeah.
I think it's to avoid spoilers, but it's also very stupid because when I was a kid, usually I read a novelization because either I've seen the movie
Yeah.
or I couldn't see the movie.
Right.
So, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I read the Spider-Man Homecoming novelization.
Yeah.
Junior novelization.
Vanity Fair apparently wrote a article called Movie Novelizations. They still exist, and with good reason. So,
But anyway, I read the Spider-Man Homecoming one. I didn't really realize that was a thing, and it just like cuts
Stop.
off.
Right.
But it wasn't even structured in a way. Like you could have. It's almost like they just
Yeah.
lopped it off.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't
I
structured
have to imagine.
to lead up to the Washington Monument.
Yeah, I have to imagine if you're a kid, you know you're being gypped.
I think so, too.
Like, I think you read it and be like, well, okay, what happens? Because it's just bad. Just change the story if you're afraid of spoilers.
I think that I give the novelization, just in general, a lot of credit for like getting me into reading when I was a kid, because that was like the
And
first
keeping you
thing.
reading.
Yeah, that was like the first thing I wanted to do, and I really loved a movie because it's funny. It's funny how much things change because back then when you and I were children,
Yes.
and movies would come out,
Yes.
it was not like. I mean, I know I sound like an old man saying this, but there was no like internet where you could just
Yeah.
like go and like look up facts
Yeah.
about this movie and see all like behind the scenes pictures and see,
Yeah.
extra stuff.
Yeah.
It was like there was the movie and that was it.
And but then it was just all like Jurassic Park when that came out. There were so many books of like making the movies. Or I had a book. It was just a spotlight on each dinosaur, the role the dinosaur plays in the movie, and then like making the actual
See, that's
dinosaur for the
awesome.
movie.
That's awesome.
But like there were only 6 dinosaurs in Jurassic
Yeah.
Park, but I had to get the book to see how they made the raptor look.
Right.
So
Yeah, and for me, I just I wanted more. I wanted to know more about the movie,
yeah.
and the only way was these novelizations.
Yeah.
So I would flock right to them.
Yeah.
I remember very clearly reading Star
E.T..
Trek Generations.
Okay, Star Trek, right. Star Trek Generations.
Star Trek Generations.
Is that a movie that is smoothed over in book form?
Well, I only read the junior novelization.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Jumanji
Okay.
was another one. I loved the Jumanji novelization.
Didn't read that one?
I read all these are when I was like young. I read all the Back to the Future novelizations.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting point right there.
Uh-huh.
The first of the Back to the Future novelizations was clearly written at a really early stage.
They were still
because
using
it's
the refrigerator.
Not the refrigerator,
Okay.
but it's very, very different from the
Right.
final movie. So that's always really cool.
Yeah.
Whereas 2 and 3 were clearly like somebody's watching the movie being
Right.
like, and then Doc
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think that's still
You
kind
could tell
of
that it was still writing it off of Eric Stoltz's portrayal of
Yeah.
the character.
Yeah. So I think there's like three ways a novelization can go. There's one where it's a little early.
Yeah.
Like Superman Returns, for example, doesn't say anything about the kid being Superman's kid.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. So there's that where it's from an early draft and they
Oh,
don't have all the
spoilers for
information.
Superman Returns.
I guess. Where you don't have all the information.
Right.
Or there's the one that is super faithful, like almost too faithful, or then there's the one that like adds
Right.
things to it.
It is
And I
nice
guess I
when
like
they.
the third one.
It's nice when they bring in scenes that were cut from the movie.
Yeah.
Because they're just using the full script.
Yeah.
So
Well, like Star Trek 3 is a great example.
Yeah.
Where it starts. I mean, you read about 100 pages before you even get to the movie because it's like bridging the gap between the two movies, and that was really cool.
the original X-Men movie, the novelization for that, it starts with a bunch of origin scenes for, and the movie was going to have one for a teenage Storm and a teenage Cyclops, and they cut it for time, so they didn't even film it. But in the book, they're there.
Right.
And then even in X-Men Apocalypse, the scene, you see a scene with teen Cyclops getting his powers for the first time. And it's not dissimilar from how he gets it in that book, which was the original script. So, yeah, as a kid, I was like, oh, cool. Now we get some behind the scenes. It was great.
The one of my old school favorite movies is Clue with Christopher Lloyd. And that gang.
Yeah.
There's a novelization for that, and it was really funny. I really enjoyed it.
Choose Your Own Adventure?
No, but the movie has the 3 different endings, you know, and so it has all 3, and it has a 4th that they wrote, but either didn't film or it's never been released.
Right.
So it was like, I was like, what is this? You
Yeah.
know? So I was really excited about that.
Okay.
Has it ever been a thing where you like want to read the novelization? Has that ever been part of your?
Not anymore.
Okay.
But as a kid, it definitely was. As a kid, I read Jurassic Park, the junior novelization, before I got to see the movie because I couldn't see the movie.
Right.
So I ate that one up and read it a bunch. And then I think I even read the Lost World novelization before the movie, which I did get to see in theaters twice.
Nice.
So eat your heart out, Brittany.
Yeah.
I don't know. Brittany's probably fine these days.
Okay. Well, she just ate her heart out. So.
Yeah. Sorry, that was stupid. Do you remember the movie Alaska?
Yeah.
I think it had a Quaid in it.
Maybe.
I don't know. The 2 kids have to go hiking.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
To find their.
Is that JTT?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. They have to go find their father who flew a plane in Alaska and crashed, and they go hiking to find him. They find a baby polar bear and take care of him a little bit. The book was really cool as a kid, and I remember liking the junior novelization more than I liked the movie.
Oh.
Maybe the book was first, and then it had a movie cover.
Ah.
But I really liked Alaska. Anyway.
JTT was in Wild America, so
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
Oh, boy, that was a bad movie.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Really?
The movie is just called Alaska, right?
Yeah.
Huh,
You
now
thought
I'm
Wild
interested to
America
know.
was going to have a bunch of cool animals and them trying to film it. It was just a coming of age story where sometimes they saw a bear. No good.
Interesting.
I don't know who the other 2 brothers
Well, I
were.
don't see anything about. It doesn't say based on the book buy or anything for Alaska. What you're talking about, so I can tell you that it was a box office bomb.
Oh.
So
Well, I didn't know that as a kid.
bad news there.
Yeah. Bad news, polar bear.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. So there's the regular movie novelizations, video game novelizations now happening
Yes.
more and more.
That's happening a lot where they're not just novelizing the story of the game, which I don't really... They've been doing additions. Like there's a game called BioShock.
Okay.
And I really liked the game and I wanted more of that story and world, but they wrote a prequel called Rapture about what happens before you get there, which I think is kind of cool. So it's not really a straight novelization.
No, but I mean they do that as
Yeah.
well. But they novelize and expand. I remember Myst had a whole series of novels.
Yeah. The comics
set around
are trying that, are doing a lot of that too. It seems like they got
I
back
read
to it.
the Death and the Life of Superman in 1995.
There you go.
And I loved it.
All right.
At that point, it was the biggest book I'd ever read. I mean, it's 400 pages.
Yeah.
You know? So when I was 12, that was a big deal.
I haven't picked up a novel. I think maybe the last novelization I read was for the first X-Men movie. And so that would have been 2000. I would have been 14. I got it for Christmas. But I ate it up. I think I read it a few times. And I had the movie.
I got you X-Men 2 novelization.
Yeah, I need
so
to
you
read
better
that
get
one.
on
It's
it.
supposed to be good. I think Christopher Golden writes that one.
Oh, okay.
The first one is based off the script, so it's Tom DeSanto, I think. Anyways, I remember finishing the X-Men novelization and being like, I would just wish this was a book series.
Yeah.
And that the next book was going to be out next month.
Right.
Because I didn't have money to buy comics or anything. So the idea that I could just read a serialized X-Men in book form based off of those movies, it would have been
Well, you know what did
fantastic.
that recently is the new Planet of the Apes movies. There's, of course,
Yeah.
the original Planet of the Apes by Pierre Ballou.
Right.
And then there's a novelization of each of the new Planet of the Apes movies.
Right.
But there's an in-between book
Yes.
set between each movie.
Yeah,
So it is like its own series.
I might be tempted to dip into those.
I've picked them up a few times. They actually seem very well written.
Yeah.
So if you read it, I'll read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they start with Rise. Interesting.
The most recent novelization that I read was for Interstellar, by the way.
Right.
And I loved it. Mm-hmm. That's all.
Okay. How was But I'll say you've done the DC movies. You read Man of Steel?
Yeah, I did.
You read Batman v Superman?
There isn't one.
Oh.
But I read Wonder Woman and Suicide Squad.
You read the Suicide Squad novel. I think I forgot that.
I did.
And?
It was pretty well written. I mean, it's by Marv Wolfman, who's like an old warhorse. But it added, I think, a little bit more like character, I think. Like their interactions and stuff made it seem like people who knew each other and not like people saying lines for trailers. So it was pretty good.
Yeah.
One of the worst I've ever read was Superman Returns.
Oh.
It added like really stupid subplots that focused a lot on like Parker Posey's character from that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No,
and like
thank
I
you.
said, it didn't include the stuff about him being Superman's son. So the resolution's kind of different.
Brought in a kryptonite scalpel to that plot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
hey, I got a list right here.
Okay.
Called the Houston Press, from the Houston Press. It's top 10 novelizations that are actually worth reading.
Interesting.
Little snotty
hear
title
it.
there.
Man of Steel was pretty good. And, Dark Knight Rises, what was kind of
Oh,
cool
that's the one you read, right?
is that, the Joker's kind of woven throughout
Yeah.
it. Like, since they couldn't do that in the movie, obviously. That he's sort of plays a role in it,
Right.
which is nice.
I've always meant to read the Terminator 2 novelization.
I've heard good things about those
Yeah,
books.
I've heard the Terminator 2 book is good and that it adds a lot of stuff in it, specifically like John Connor in the future sends back the Arnold Schwarzenegger copy of the Terminator because he remembers as a kid him coming back.
Oh, yeah.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, number 10, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Chosen by Nancy Holder.
Okay.
One bright spot for the books, though, was the entire last season condensed into a single Atlas Shrugged sized novel. So I guess the last season was nowhere near as good as the other ones, but it reads better
Okay.
in book form. My Girl by Loris Elawane.
Interesting.
Yeah. They put it here for just existing.
Speaking of,
This
I've been
list is
listening to
being
Macaulay Culkin's podcast. It's kind of fun.
Oh.
It's called Bunny Ears.
I would have called it Podcast Alone.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. We forgot Kevin or something. It is good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Seems like it'd be depressing.
It's
like
kind
really
of scattered,
dark. Yeah.
No, it's not.
I feel like you would just smell the.
Talks a lot about Toe Jam and Earl. I think you'd like it.
Number 8, Total Recall by Pears Anthony. So I guess this.
Oh, that's an established sci-fi author.
Yeah, Philip K. Dick wrote the book.
yeah.
So this is the novelization of the movie.
Oh, that's funny. Moonraker has one of those, the James Bond novel.
Oh yeah, it'd have to.
Yeah.
Orca by Arthur Herzog. Oh, Herzog's the director. You remember Orca? It was the whale version of Jaws.
Okay.
The orca watched his mate and unborn orca baby get killed by whalers.
Okay.
And so the orca goes after the person who killed his family.
Yikes.
Even causing a small town to explode. Gremlins by George Gipe. So,
he wrote the Back to the Future novelization.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, he also wrote the Gremlins one.
Okay. Working regularly in the 80s.
So Gripe laid out the fact that the Gremlins were actually alien in origin and even gave the reader insight into the gremlin mindset with conversations between Gizmo and Stripe.
Look out.
So, did you read the E.T. one?
No.
There's an E.T. one that apparently shows that he's like from a planet or something. I don't know. He's like from a weird... Anyway, number 5, The Death and Life of Superman by Roger Stern.
Yeah.
So how many pages was that?
I don't know. It was a big boy.
So does this mean like the return of Superman?
It's the whole thing.
So like Superboy
417
and
pages.
Cyborg Superman show up?
Yes, I think so.
All right, number 4, Vampires by Tim Greaves. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Number 3, Mortal Kombat by Jeff Rovin.
Ooh.
See, this is what it was though. You just get Mortal Kombat's just like a pretty good but stupid video game movie.
Right.
And they just made a novelization off the movie. And it's just going to look dumb. Because I can't imagine reading it like, and then he kicked him so hard.
Yeah, kicked him right in the face.
Number 2, Star Wars by Alan Dean Foster. Have you read these?
I haven't
I
read
thought
that.
you've read these
I
novelizations of the original trilogy at
Nope.
least.
I've only read the Rogue One and Force Awakens.
So when okay. So this novel, so when people were watching Jabba confront Han on Mos Eisley, learning the awesome mustache that was Big's dark lighter, we've already seen it in our heads because the novel laid it out. Oh, right, because it used the cut scenes.
Oh, I see.
So that the Jabba the Hutt
Yeah.
scene was already in there.
Okay.
Anyways, and then Alien by Alan Dean Foster.
Okay.
So Alan Dean Foster shows up a few times.
Yeah, well, he just wrote the Force Awakens novelization, too.
He's still working.
Yeah, he is.
So that's just the Houston press.
Okay.
They're off in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Houston, Texas.
That's where they are, yeah.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Your list.
Yeah. I remember we watched Voyager in college, just in syndication. And the syndication package, like the station that we watched it on, got to the second to last episode and then jumped to like the second aired episode. Like they didn't air the ending or the beginning, which they used to sort of do in syndication. So it could kind of continue to keep wrapping around rather than like, and now it's over.
Right.
So we just never got to see the finale. And I finally just broke down and bought the novelization by Diane Carey. So I read that long before I ever got to, before the DVDs came out or whatever, you know. So I read it first. So
yeah,
that was fun.
I just remember as a kid, not even just the junior novelizations, going to like the book section at like a CVS.
Yeah.
And like half the books were like Independence Day and Men in Black, you know, just like the books that were the movies that were out.
Wonder Woman was pretty mediocre.
Oh, okay. That's too bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Actually, I heard that. Kate, our children's librarian, read the Wonder Woman novelization before seeing the movie.
That's
and
weird.
didn't like it.
That's weird. Well, the problem with it is that it's like they just transcribed the movie, so a lot of the like bantery, almost ad lib like dialogue scenes are just translated exactly, and it really doesn't work like that. So
okay,
you know,
yeah, but so you haven't read? Well, I guess Wonder Woman's recent. That movie just came out like last year.
Yeah,
2 years ago.
Well, I also read Rogue One and Wonder Woman.
You keep up.
And Power Rangers.
Did you read the Power Rangers? Oh, the junior novelization.
My wife got it for me. It's like a gag gift, but I read it.
And?
It was pretty good, and it did actually go to the end of the movie.
Yeah. I think it's just the superhero stuff.
I guess so.
Specifically Marvel.
Yeah.
So I think the Disney ones finished to the end. Anyway.
Have you read many graphic novelizations?
I fell for that as a kid.
Yeah.
I read the X-Men 2 prequel comics. Oh boy.
Not good.
Well, it's just it's not good.
Force Awakens was fine. I read that graphic novelization.
The Nightcrawler one was sad.
Bamf.
Because he gets like stolen away from his family.
That is
and
sad.
They never see him again.
Jeez.
He gets mind controlled in
Downer.
the first movie. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's it. Also, they made Sabretooth very talky. And this was
weird.
The only time we'd seen Sabretooth was in the first movie, and he was just like sitting down having a complete conversation with Wolverine.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sabretooth.
Yeah, you may remember me from going, rawr.
Allow myself to introduce.
He only has the scream for me line, and then he has you still owe me a scream. And I think at one point he says, it was them.
Why don't you get out of here for... Oh.
No, that's different. Anyway, we don't need to talk about all the lines Sabretooth had in the first X-Men movie. So, okay. Anything else about novelizations?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Other than I still plan to read them.
Yeah.
I always like when they come out.
Yeah. I know you get mad when they don't do one. Star Trek Beyond didn't get one?
No, every other Star Trek movie, including Into Darkness, had one and not Beyond.
Simon Pegg just went on record as bashing the marketing for Star Trek Beyond.
Good, it was terrible.
He was mad at the marketing, and he was also mad at Paramount for not doing the 50th anniversary anything.
Yeah, it's insane.
So he thinks they were afraid, but he's like, no, you should have made it a big celebration. Bad choice. But anyways.
Yeah, it definitely was. Yeah, I still like them. And I feel like, our junior novelizations tend to do pretty well, don't you think?
They do, yeah.
So I feel like there's still a good way for kids who I just like movies or I don't read books, to sort of pick that up.
Put them out in the summer on display, and you have to constantly refill.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Some are still doing high profile, like The Last Jedi, which is currently, it's out right now.
Yeah.
Is marketed as an expanded version. So is even sort of a draw for that. So who knows?
Well, the Star Wars stuff makes sense because I mean, with the prequels, Revenge of the Sith was like book 2 in a trilogy.
Yeah.
So they worked that whole novelization into something else.
They did.
They made it
and those were all the first two anyway. It was Terry Brooks and R.A. Salvatore.
Yeah, they were getting some high profile
James
authors.
Luceno did that trilogy. Yeah. But well, we have a great selection of novelizations here. not just because I buy a lot of the books, but because we already had quite a few of them.
Yeah.
So I love a good novelization, and I'm going to keep reading them.
Yeah.
You can't stop me.
Do you count your Murder, She Wrote as novelizations?
No.
Because then you read one a year. It feels.
I think no. I think like if you take a TV or television property, then like write fiction that kind of goes with it. I don't count that as a novelization.
Okay. But
there are
like
3 Murder, She Wrote novelizations that I have read.
All right.
But yeah, I do like when they expand like that.
Okay.
Novel series.
All right.
Yeah. That's good times. Well, what do you have coming up at the David A. Howe Public Library? Of course, we've got the Rotary Easter egg hunt on the 31st. That starts at 10 o'clock.
That's right. That's this week.
Yes,
Boy,
it is.
Easter
Saturday
came
the 31st.
fast.
Miss Kate will be doing a craft with the kids. The Rotary's provided a free book for every kid who comes. Yeah. There'll be cookies. Yeah. And then we're going to be showing Smurfs: The Lost Village in the auditorium right afterwards.
You've seen that?
I have, yep. Took my son to
rank it with the Smurf movies.
The best Smurf movie. The other one's so stupid.
Sorry.
Yep. So we've got that, and then we've got some cool concerts coming up. Judy Cook on the 12th, Sunny and Pearly on the 26th of April, and our regular slate of movies.
Yeah, we're showing Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, April 6th.
I'm not going to read that novelization.
No, okay. So. I remember looking for it, and they didn't have it. You know what? They didn't do a novelization for Justice League.
Yeah.
A junior one.
Yeah, I know.
So
weird.
That was kind of annoying. Yeah, and then we got Teen Anime Clubs every Wednesday at 5:30. Yeah. And yes. Also, we're starting in about 2 weeks. We're collecting photos for our teen photography show. So if you're a teen or know a teen who takes pictures, frame those pictures and bring them to the library.
Yes.
And we'll hang them up and then maybe give you an award for best frame. No, we don't do that. That'd be fun. Maybe Nick will give that out.
Maybe I will.
You'll get a free copy of the Suicide Squad novelization signed by Nick.
Sure. I'll sign it for you.
Nick Wolfman.
Oh, yeah.
Marv Wolfman. So there you go. It works out.
Good.
So good. Okay. All right. Now I kind of want. I think they did a novelization. I remember seeing a novelization for X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah.
And I think Chris Claremont wrote that one as well.
Yeah, I think he did.
So, I mean, if I read the first one, and you got me the second one, I might as well just read the whole original trilogy.
Absolutely. Yep.
So,
all right. Well, I think that's going to do it for episode 136.
Good night, Angelica.
Bye-bye.